And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we have returned. We have returned here with the second half of the broadcast. We just wrapped up following our Spanish players matches, following Ares up against Temi, up against Cham, up against XionS. But now we are here with two series remaining. We're here with our ZvP, Cham versus XionS. These two heavy hitters. I would say they're the two players favored to make it out of the group. They're both pro, they're both GM. What I will say though, as I say that, is that XionS has been very inactive. A lot of the Latin American players, to be fair, have been very inactive, only just recently coming back to the game in preparation for the HSL, for this league, for the Hispanic Star League. So we'll see how far XionS has risen in that short time and how he compares currently to Cham. How do they compare? How can he fare against, I would say, the best player in Latin America? Right now, it's kind of a battle between Cham and Diego, Cham and Kellezer, but I think currently I would say that Cham is a step above Kellezer. Part of that is also because Kellezer is less active. He is less active nowadays. He's taking a break. The last event that Kellezer played in was Home Story Cup. That was back in December. I don't think Diego has played in anything since Home Story Cup, so it's been a while. It's been a while, Papi. It's been a while. But regardless, we're jumping into our ZvP. Let's go. Game 1 is on Frostline. Game 1 is going to be on Frostline. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our Mexican Zerg player, the Red Zerg representing XionS Esports. It is a Cham. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player representing Unidos por el Vicio from Lena, Peru. It is XionS. Here we go. And the nostalgia, as it might be a short series, but the nostalgia regardless here, as I do recall casting many a match between XionS and Cham during events like Batallas de las Americas or events like Sentimiento Latino, Copa Hyperion. Would see a lot of XionS and Cham facing off time and time again. And now we're back, and Cham, oh, he does move out for a bit of a scout, comes back, it's going to be hatch first out of Cham, and XionS, he opens up with a proxy. Now again, coming into this, I would go as far as to say that Cham is the best player in Latino America. Cham is stronger currently than Special, than Kellezer, than Diego, than even Eric. Cham, he is in form. But that doesn't mean you can't cheese him the hell out. Let's go, baby, let's go. Proxy 2 gate with a Forge Cannon Rush. Let's go. So Zealot Cannon Rush here out of XionS. Does poke up the ramp. Does confirm a bit of a safer opener. Cham going for a hatch first, yes, but going for a bit of an earlier spawning pool. Hatch, pool, gas. And we'll see if Cham is able to react in time. Now, he is keeping his Overlord above his hatchery. This does give him extra vision. So if there's a pylon, he should see it. Ooh. But pylon barely out of vision, barely out of range. And as Cham, he does not spot that pylon. He's looking here behind his mineral line. He's checking for a cannon rush here where it typically would be. But again, Zealots are coming. The Zealots are on the way. Cham, he pokes out. He does confirm. He does get eyes on the pylon. He knows. Cham, he is aware. Behind this, needs to get his queens up and running. Lings are on the way. There we go. The first cannon has been thrown down. Cham setting up for a proxy hatch. Okay. He moves out. Does move out across map for a proxy. Zealots are waddling in. XionS, he did spot the drone. He knows the drone is somewhere. He's looking for the worker. He's looking for that drone. And yes, we do have a ninja base. Ninja base on the way. And XionS, he will scout this. He will confirm it. He can cannon rush. Meanwhile, the natural's under fire. Cannons within range. There we go, setting up the cannon rush here at that ninja. And this hatchery should go down. Now, bear this in mind, Cham is going for a one base all-in, or he's setting up with one base Roach. Second gas geyser, Roach Warren into Roach production. The natural is forfeit, natural will go down, and this ninja base should fall as well. As Cham, he does not know he's been scouted. Does not know he's been scouted. We should be getting those cannons soon. We need those cannons. Zealots say has to be careful not to be surrounded. Yeah, they have to be wary. There's no reason for the Zealots to go in. Zealots say calm down, they back off. Cannons are on the way. And we have the Cybercore back at home. That should be for a Robo. That should be for Immortal production. And of course, Stalkers as well. But the Cybercore doesn't give access to tech. Xion's did not scout the main. He doesn't really know what's going on. Nice surround! But it's an Overlord. It is an Overlord. Hatchery does complete. Only one cannon. Typically we want at least two. But should be enough. Proxy Stargate, let's go! Proxy Stargate out of Xion's, not Robo. So no Immortals, going Void Ray instead. Going for the Void Rays. Cham, can he save the expansion? Biles will chip away at the cannons. No shield battery. Uh-oh. Yeah, no shield battery here to support. So these Ravagers, they will clean this up quite well. Without too much issue. Yeah, they will clean this up. Oh, and Xion's is going to be broken here. Cham, he breaks out of his contain. Cannons will kill the hatchery, but it may not matter. Yeah, Cham cleans up all the zealots. Going for the production, going for the pylons. We have stalkers on the way. And I have to get the hell out of here. Yeah, they do pull back. Meanwhile, Voiders are amassing. Does kill the ninja base. That is going to be the first Void Ray. But there's no other gateways, there's no other production. From here, Cham, he can just send it across the map. He can just send it. And he's going for it as well. Cham, he has seen the Proxy Stargate. He knows back at home what do we have? We have 2 queens. Second queen's on the way. No Spore yet. Cham is going for the Proxy. He has to make a choice. What does he go for? He's going for the Stargate. I mean, it's only one pylon. It can just be piled down. Yeah, he's going for the pylon. Ooh, it will fall. Massive pickoff. Depowers the Stargate. There's only one Void Ray. 0 production here for Xion's. And Cham looking solid. Looking very solid here. He only made, what, 4 Ravagers. Reinforcing with Lings. Getting a natural expansion. The Void Ray can be an issue, but there are already 2, soon to be 3 queens. The queen count is healthy. Void Ray can hunt down Overlords at least, but back at home, the defense is going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal here. And again, the initial cannon rush was quite successful. Like, again, Xion's, he killed 2 bases, but unfortunately, because of his setup, he wasn't able to support his proxy. Like, what I mean by that is that he had the Stargate on the right-hand side, so the Void Rays were not able to reinforce the cannons or the Zealots on the front lines. Likewise, no shield batteries. And once Cham broke out, I mean, that's been game. That's been game then and there. Depowers the final gateway. Going for more pylons. Cham does pull away. Does want to lose Ravagers. Does respect the Void Ray. He respects it. Yo, I'm loving Lair on the way and Overlord speed. This should be for Drop Lords. This should be for a Queen push. So we're setting up for a Queen push. Let's go. Xion's does save his natural. Hey, he expands. He's saturating. Cham, I would say, is still in a better position, but... Oh. We'll see if Xion's can defend against what's coming. Back at home, going for his own charge. Again, there is no follow-up Stargate or Robo. It's just purely gateway units. Purely charge lots. Purely charge lots on the way. Does rotate, can maybe threaten the expansion, but Cham is not droning. Cham is not droning. Here come the Drop Lords. Remember, Overlord speed is done. I should be moving out with everything, with the Roaches, the Ravagers, and the Queens. Xion's, sure, he has some charge slots, but he just can't really scale too well here into a longer game. That's why he's moving out. And so is Cham. We could end up in, like, in a weird base trade, I guess. Xion's, he can always recall. He can always recall back home. He can snipe the expansion. But here comes Cham. As he sends it across the map. Cham, he's gonna be forced back home though. He does respect this. Does respond to the Zealots. Yeah, coming in for the full surround, which means Zions won't be able to recall. Yeah, there's no recall. I mean, he can try to, but he will bleed out those Zealots. Oh, the Biles! Okay, doesn't avoid the Biles. Zealots, they trade decently against the Lings. Roach Ravager commits. Here come the Queens. Queens, they do respond to the Void Ray. Queens, they do respond. As Queens are being dropped off, they can spread creep, they can transfuse. And back there, we have an Immortal at least. True, there is that one Immortal. Decent force fields locking down one of the Queens. Plus transfuse. Keeps the Queen alive. Boys are being pulled. They're being pulled away. They evacuate. Void Ray comes in from behind. Yeah, Queens, they respond to the Void Ray. They did spend their transfuse, but the hatchery goes down. The Robo's under fire, and Cham, he has done it. He has broken the natural. Depowers the Robo. No more Immortals. Cleans up the natural, and GG gets called. There's no coming back from this. Cham will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Cham does take lead in the series, but a shout to Zions because, again, initially the proxy, the cannon rush was doing quite well. Remember, he killed 2 bases, he was containing, but I do think the execution of the follow-up was a little bit lacking, whether it's the location of the tech, the location of the Stargate, or the location of the potential Robo, the reinforcements of the cannons as well. Like, there were no shield batteries, there was no real commitment to the contain there from Zions, and Cham, he broke out. He broke free, snowballed out of control. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. We're going to be following this into game 2, into Whispers of Gold. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have our Mexican Zerg player, our Red Zerg, representing XionS Esports, leading the series 1-0. It is a Cham. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Peruvian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Unidos por el Vicio. It is ZionS. This time, Pylon back at home. This time there is no proxy. As a reminder, last game it was proxy, 2-gate with a Forge proxied as well. This time the Pylon is back at home. So on a smaller map, we have a much more standard opener out of ZionS. It makes sense, as your opponent can rush and counterattack that much faster here on Whispers of Gold. So ZionS is going to calm things down, settle in. Likewise, Cham, hatch first. Hatch first. Once again, he will park his Overlord over his expansion to make sure there's no cannon rush. That is where you want to keep your second Overlord. Cham playing very safe. Cham is playing safe. Going into his pool, going into his gases. Same opener here, 2 games in a row out of Cham. Really, it's ZionS who we're keeping our eye on. ZionS is mixing it up. Let's mix it up. There we go. Cybercore's on the way. Taking his gases. And everything so far looking standard. Now, when it comes to Zion and how he does approach his matchup, I mentioned before that it's very mid-game oriented. I stand by that. Back in the day, he was very fond of Stargate play and trying to rush into Skytoss, into the late game. That at least was his go-to style a couple of years ago at this point. I'm referring to 2020, 2021, into 2022 as well. Post that, very gateway oriented. But again, I haven't cast ZionS in years. Actually, I should have checked this. When was the last time I casted ZionS? I'm gonna double check. For now, standard openers, Stalker first. Interesting, that means no Adept Aggression, no Adept Harass. Stalker will zone away the Overlord and to keep Cham in the dark. Well, I'm just checking on YouTube. We'll search on XionS. Okay. Okay. Last time we casted XionS was February, at least the last VOD of XionS on our channel, February of 2023. Sentimiento Latino 142. I believe that may have been the final Sentimiento Latino back in early 2023. Jesus. And before that, yeah, 2022, like September, August. So it's been years. it's been years, Bobby. It's been years. Ah, no. So happy to see him once again after so long. We do see XionS going for his Forge. So it does wall up. Interesting follow-up is what I will say. That is not normal. So Stalker first into Stargate into an early Forge. This feels like potentially Void Ray or Oracle Opener into +1 and Charge. That would make the most sense. Like, this Forge is crazy. Actually, if you remember, I did say that back in the day, back in 2022, 2021, XionS was known for rushing into Skytoss. Is he willing to go like cannons into Fleet Beacon into carrier production? That would be crazy. But that's also a possibility here. We'll see if he gets +1. We will see. Meanwhile, shout out to Hero to Zero in the chat. Gab, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hero to Zero 0811 for subscribing to Twitch Prime for 3 months. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for enjoying the channel, for enjoying the content, I'm sure, and for supporting us. Thank you, do appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the content, hope you enjoy the casting, hope you enjoy the StarCraft. As a reminder, if you're subscribed, you can, of course, join our Discord. You will gain replay packs. Replay packs are provided to our subscribers on a regular basis, so if you want to learn from some of these players, you can do so via replays. Otherwise, you also gain some lovely emotes. Some beautiful emotes in the chat, if you wish. Otherwise, thank you. As for now, we do have, okay, it's going to be +1 in Charge. Okay, it's going to be Charge as a follow-up. We should be seeing +1 research from the Forge. Cham does go in for a bit of a link flood here, but there are cannons and shield batteries to defend. So far, XionS is in position. So far, XionS is holding. Ooh, no shield battery. Oh, yeah, no shield battery here, which means the Stalker is going to go down. A nice pickup here from Cham. Behind this, going for an early Roach Warren. Cham does shut down that Stalker. And if Cham saw that Zealot, that's a tell. He sees that there is no research on the Forge, but this Zealot is a massive tell. There's no reason to warp in a Zealot at this stage of the game unless you're going for Charge. So Cham knows. Cham, he does know. He slips in. I mean, he gets a full scat anyway. Confirms the Twilight Council, confirms Charge. And again, he doesn't see what exactly is being researched, but the Zealot, I mean, that says everything. Zealot does confirm. Behind this, Cham getting his 4th base, getting to +1 range. He's going to be committing here into Roach Ravager. From here, he can go into Ling Main or go from Roach Ravager into Hydra Lurker. So Cham, he has a couple of options. Behind this, XionS, Jesus, he's going double Robo. Okay, like the Charge is fine, but he went for delayed +1 into double Robo production instead. Okay. Into double Immortal, into Charge Archon Immortal. This is very like Shakti-esque, very Nano-esque. As a Brazilian Protoss player. Okay, into Bay. So the problem here, this is so tech heavy. It's so tech heavy. Double Robo, Temple Archives, Bay as well, into Blink. We're spending just so much money here in production to tech that the army is non-existent. This explains the cannons, by the way. Right now, XionS cannot afford warp-ins because of all this tech. So he has to rely on these cannons to defend, and I guess it's working. It all makes sense. It all comes together here. But it's just really greedy. Very greedy here from XionS. And Cham, he's massing up roaches, and he's ready to just knock XionS down. Like, cannons, they are good at defending against Ling run-bys. Like, against, like, Ling harassment and Ling aggression, they're okay. But against this army, like, these cannons are going to be one-shot. Like, they're not going to hold on. And again, there's nothing to defend. There's 1 Immortal, there's 2 Colossus being made at a time. The Gateway Explosion is just now finishing up. XionS, he's not ready for a fight. Look at the supply difference here. Look at the army supply difference specifically. And here comes Cham. Cham, he does not drone the 4th. He does not saturate. He cuts workers at 3 bases. This is a 3 base all in. 3 base all in by Cham. He does send his queens across the map. It's all or nothing. No Ravagers, purely Roach Queen. There we go. Ravager's now morphing in. And Cham is looking to just knock XionS down. And again, XionS, he is not ready to defend against an all-in. Not like this. The Colossus will help, true. The Colossus, they come out just in time. But these aren't Lings, these are Roaches. They can tank some Colossus shots. There we go. Nice force fields. Bioza will knock them down. Roaches, they start stepping in. They take down the cannons. They go for the Archons. And we have to get the hell out of here. We have to kite back. The Colossus are exposed. And they're going to be targeted. Cham should get at least one. Ooh, does get it. One Colossus goes down. Rotates over towards that third. Once again, he wants that second Colossus. And again, XionS, he was just so greedy here. So incredibly greedy. And he doesn't get away with it. He's not going to get away with it. The base is going to be knocked down. I mean, sure, he's getting into +2, and sure, he's making 2 immortals at a time, but there's no saving the third expansion. Oof, oh god, the Biles! Biles takes down the Void Rage. Going for the Colossus. Yeah, the shield battery's out of energy as well. GG gets called, the third is broken, the natural as well, and Cham will take a 2-0 lead. Whew, GG. Cham, he will claim the series, but as a reminder, we are casting all 3 games, so we have an opportunity here to potentially recover. We'll see. We'll see if XionS can put a point on the board as we are jumping into that ace match or into game number 3. Again, XionS being so greedy here, taking up so hard, and to be fair, if Cham was macroing, if Cham was droning, if Cham was going for a longer game, then XionS would have gotten away with it. He would have gotten away with potentially 4 Colossus into all those Immortals, into like a death ball of an army. XionS, he would have gotten away with it if Cham hadn't have gone for the all-in. The other thing that I should say and even criticize about XionS here is that going for this kind of greedy style, specifically on Whispers of Gold, is crazy. Like, coming into the game, we spoke about how small the map is and how the map favors aggression. Like, Whispers of Gold is a rush map. There's a reason why we saw Cham go for an all-in. All-ins are favored on Whispers of Gold as well, so it was just a very risky move there out of XionS. He was punished for it, and now we're getting into game number 3. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have our Mexican Zerg player, our red Zerg representing XionS Esports. It is Cham. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Unidos por el Vicio. Down in the series, we'll see if he can put a point on the board here, as this is the final game of the series. It is XionS. Here we go. As a reminder, this is a best of 3, but all 3 games are played. All 3 games are still held. XionS does move out with his gate into Scout. And again, if Cham was more passive, if Cham was more macro-oriented, then XionS would have gotten away with all that greed. He would have snowballed out of control in the mid-game, but Cham is much more aggressive than that, much more assertive. Here we're loading into ley lines. Now, if we saw XionS go for that same build, I wouldn't be opposed to it here on ley lines. On ley lines, the bases are more defendable, the bases are more they're further away from your opponents as well, so there's a longer rush distance. I would say it is easier to defend on ley lines than it is on Whispers of Gold, but I don't like the idea of going for the same build twice in a row. So I would have preferred that build here. Now that he already showed it on Whispers, I'm not too fond of it here on ley lines, so we'll see what XionS goes for. It should be something different. We're now just gate expanded to Cybercore. Standard opener out of XionS. Meanwhile, Cham back at home just going hatch into pool into gas. Nothing crazy. It's nothing too crazy. Likewise, I'm just trying to get a read on Cham, just trying to make sure there's no shenanigans, there's no early tech. Checks the third expansions before pulling away. Once again, we do see XionS does open up Stalker. He went for a Stalker opener in game 1. We see it here in game number 2. Sorry, game 2. Now we see it here in game 3. Stalker opener means that we won't see any adept aggression. Typically, we have our first adept and a second adept that we can shade across the map. Here, XionS is more concerned with denying the scouts of the Overlord. So he's going to be keeping Cham in the dark, zoning the Overlord away. Same build. Kind of. It's a bit of a messy wall, not gonna lie. Like it's a little bit wonky, but it's fine. It kind of works. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So it does fully wall off in a way. Is vulnerable to a Bane bust, is what I will say. Very vulnerable to a Bane bust. And Overlord, Cham does see this with the Overlord. Behind this, a Twilight Council, not a Stargate, early +1. Now, Cham already seeing +1 is a big tell. Remember, this looks similar to last game, except remember, last game +1 was heavily delayed because of the Stargate, because of the Void Ray. Here, early +1 screams charge. It screams a gateway-based all-in. I'm assuming charge, this could be Blink. Blink is kind of viable, but yeah, we go. Charge is on the way. And if I assume charge seeing +1, Cham can make that assumption as well. So seeing this is a tell. He may not see the main, but he sees the natural, and that's enough. Back at home, Cham is droning. Cham should be going for a bit of an earlier Roach one. Ooh, going for a very fast lair. That is a sub 4-minute lair out of Cham. Okay. Does go for the Roach Warren. Now, what does this mean? This means early Roach speed. Really early Roach speed is going to be available here to Cham. It also means an early Overseer scout. Cham pokes in. He's looking for gases. No gas. No gases here at the natural. He's trying to check the second gas geyser. Confirms likewise no gas mining. Overlord goes down. But this is another way to confirm charge. As there are no gases at that natural. We can see XionS. He does have his gases in the main. Again, that's just for charge. Just for +1. Gateway explosion. Getting up to 6 gates with the proxy across the map. Cham, he's already droning up. He's already saturating all 4 gases. And now we can get into Roach production. As Cham, he is more or less saturated on 3 bases. Roaches can now start to build up. XionS will take an expansion, does get a 3rd, but XionS should be committed. Should be committed here with all these charge lots. Does move in initially. 7 zealots. Another proxy on the right hand side. Roaches have arrived, and the roaches are ready. And charge is being spent on the buildings. And with that, Cham, he completely shuts this down. He deflects, and remember, because of the really early lair, Roach speed. And what does that mean? Massive counterattack. It means there's a big counterattack potential here for Cham. Once Roach speed finishes, he can move out. And charge lots, they are not the best unit defensively here against Roach Ravager. And he's just going for the all-in. Yeah. He just commits to the all-in. Cham rallies across the map. Roach speed is halfway done. He doesn't even care. Doesn't even wait for it. He just sends it back. He might be forced home. He might be forced to react to this. Yeah, Zell said do counterattack. Cham turns around. He races back. So far, good move out of XionS. He's buying time. He's buying time, going for the expansion. Cham, oh, he will clean this up though. But does he save the base? He's not going to. Yeah, hatchery goes down. Nice pickup. But does cost Zion a lot of zealots. And back at home, what does he have to defend? He has 2 stalkers. Stalkers are warping in. Cham going to be reinforcing. Queens, they can hold their own for a time. As there's no creep, there's no transfuse. But the roaches have arrived. Again, that's 8 queens for Cham. I mean, 5 across the map. He's getting on top of the robot. The robot is exposed. There's a recall. The 3rd base is going to fall, and there is no immortal production. Without immortals, how do we hold on? Robot gets depowered. And back at the natural, we're just fully walling up. We got shield batteries, cannons, oh my god. A strong reaction here by XionS. But Cham, he already got the damage he was hoping for. Now moving in. No Ravagers, no Biles. But Cham is droning. Cham is droning, going for a Hydra Den. There we go, Ravagers now on the way. Cham sees the wall of static defense. He sees the wall. He doesn't care. He's going in. It does move in regardless. Files a shut down the initial shield battery. Forge as well. And from here, Cham, you just take it slow. You just take it slow and just saturate. Oh. Please add a couple of Ravagers. Nice pickups for XionS. Takes down a couple of Ravagers. Back at home, Cham, he is droning, taking his gases. Not being at home is concerning, but he does have reinforcements. Some more Zealots are rolling in. Cham, he's ready for this. Cham is ready now. Upon seeing these Zealots, Cham, he knows that there must be a proxy, or at least a warp prism. Like, there should be something wrong. I mean, he killed the Robo, so he knows there shouldn't be a prism. And now they're staying at home, being more defensive, containing. Hydrogen is done, Lurker Den is on the way, Infestation Bit for Hive Tech. Chammy's just building up into Lurkers. Chammy's almost there. Besides, he wants that base for a second time. He's going for it. I mean, hey, they're +1 Zealots, they're cracked. They will get the expansion. Hatchery goes down once again, just barely. This time Cham did double expand though, he's got another base. He can transfer. Likewise, a depth here into the mineral line, does get eyes on the Hydroden. But Cham, all he has to do is defend, to be honest. He just has to calm down, defend, is beating out a couple of drones here. Has to be careful. Spire is on the way, Hive alongside it. In case there's Skytos, Cham is ready for Corruptors. But from here, we can get into Lurker upgrades and a Greater Spire. Overseer Scout confirms that there's still a ground army, not Skytos. Not yet. Second Robo's on the way. We can see XionS making 2 Immortals at a time. He's trying to build up a Robo-based composition. Here come the Lunkers. Now, trying to break this position is not easy for Cham. It's not going to be easy here, so the only thing to do here is really contain. And the only thing to do for Cham is to break XionS when he tries to expand. Eventually, XionS will take a third. He will try to, and when that happens, Cham is going to be ready for it. At least that would be the hope. Like, there's no rush for Cham. He can just chill. Throwing down Spine Crawlers, Spore Crawlers. Walling up. There's that third base for XionS, and now he's exposed. Now he doesn't have all that side defense to protect him. Cham, he does find the proxy. And once Cham sees his expansion, then it will be time to move it. Meanwhile, Cham getting into the Greater Spire. There's Lurker upgrades. Vipers would be ideal, but no Vipers yet. As Cham is maxed, going into double Nidus Worm. With the changing, Cham, he does confirm the third. As he sees the army, going for a counterattack. I do like this. Cham, he does want to get rid of these roaches. These roaches, they do not scale well. They're really dead supply. So Cham, he does get up the ramp. Going for the going for the Nexus. That you want to kill my third base twice, I'll kill your main. Does get it. Oh, going for the tech instead. I mean, going for both. Takes on the Nexus, going for the Bay. Main army moves in, but does run into the Colossus. Lurkers have to be careful. Chammy's holding his own, and again, as he bleeds out roaches, he replaces them with Hydras. So Hydras are amassing. We should be seeing Ling Hydra out of Cham alongside Vipers, but for now, yeah, there we go. Lings are on the way. Lings are in production, getting the +3 range, massing out more lurkers. And there's still no side defense here. Yeah, the cannons and shield wipers are a little bit too late. Cham is moving in. He's moving for the kill. He's got his lurker upgrades. He's got range. Zion's catching reinforcements. Not bad. Cham just keeps going. Just keeps moving forward, getting within range of the expansion. Zion's going for a pseudo base trade. Here's the counterattack trying to force Cham to respond. But the base is still going to fall. And Cham just plays it slow. Doesn't engage. Just calms down. Zion's has to turn back around here. Oh, brutal spine shots. Oh my god, no! He tries to commit in with the lurkers, they just annihilate the ground army. The immortals, they just evaporate. And Zion, he couldn't fight this head on. GG gets called, and Cham will take the series 3-0. Not dropping a map. GG. GG. Yeah, solo play there by Cham. Again, Cham this time being much more aggressive, going for a Roach Queen all-in. Did, of course, recognize that it was going to be charge. As a reminder, Cham, he scouted the early +1, and remember, he confirmed the charge build by going into the natural and confirming no gases. Remember, he saw no gases at the natural, so he did assume that it was going to be charged. Roaches were ideal in that position. The Zelsei did nothing, and Cham was able to break the third base and contain his opponent. And remember, there was no rush. There was no rush for Cham. After he contained Zion's on 2 bases, just backed off, expanded, took more bases, droned up, teched up into Hive, into Greater Spire, into Lurker Den. There was no rush for Cham. Just played it safe. GG. GG, well played. Did play it safe, and with that, Cham will claim the series. And that leads us into our final series of the night. Again, Zion's, I would have said, I still do say, was the biggest threat to Cham in this group. Alas, Cham shows his dominance, doesn't drop a single map so far in said group. And Zion's, we'll see how he can compare to some of these other players. We've already seen Zion's drop a map to Ades earlier. Now he's up against a Terran player instead. He's up against a Terran player from Argentina. Gonna be going up against Boreal. Let's go. Let us go.